Yep. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man.
Man, I'm actually really happy about that though.
Yeah, I know. You talking about the 100?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 100, yo. That's
Mm-hmm.
a
Not
lot.
many podcasts get to 100 episodes.
Yeah, we've been, oh man, in 2 years,
Yeah.
almost three,
Almost
like
3.
2.5 years. Yeah, it's crazy, y'all.
Yep.
We just try and get it going. So yeah, this is number 98. Yep. Community Coalition Show. Y'all know what it is. K Wilson, David 2K with the fresh merch on, doing his thing.
Gang. Shouts to Kalechi.
Shout out to the homie. If y'all listen to Reason to Rhyme, y'all would know a little bit more about that. But you know,
that's why you should listen to Reason to Rhyme. Also,
you should.
Y'all rocking with us, right?
Yep. So now check him out. You can check out all his music. I mean, he's a dope artist though.
Absolutely.
From out of the ATL, yeah, really showed love, looked out. So shout people out early in the podcast. You know what? That's how we're gonna get started, man.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Let's get it.
Also, let me throw it there too again. Podcast sponsored by the Black Squirrel Media Network. So don't forget, come to Black
Squirrel. Yes.
A whole bunch of podcasts, YouTubes, just a little bit of everything right now and growing.
And shout out to the latest podcast to join us.
Yeah, we got shout out to the Gods podcast, man.
Gods.
Yeah, I know they just getting started doing their thing, talking a lot about fatherhood, Black fatherhood, and things like that. So I'm real excited to see what they got going on, to help and you know any way we can. Right. So we're doing our thing.
When I saw that, I was super excited.
Yeah, and there's some others coming too. I don't know if we can talk about them right now, but we got some others coming too. So this shout out the network. You know, everybody's doing their thing. Just appreciate Black creators. You know, and I'm gonna start there.
Right.
Appreciating people. You know, I think that was a big part. It's been a big part of the last couple years. Yeah, really. You know, and even this week, you know. So I guess I'll start off. I'm gonna tell this story.
All right.
And it was actually it was really a dream I had that was Saturday night going into Sunday.
Okay.
This week.
Random. Oh yeah, you were telling me about this. Okay.
Yeah, random. This is the dream I was telling you, and it was like I said, it's really acknowledging people, telling people how much they mean to me and they've been to my life has been important. So it's something I've really been trying to do lately. Just let people know I love you, I appreciate you. You know, and so there have been some men in my life where they've really been impactful for me, you know. So I started to say, had this dream. In the dream, I just remember like real like kind of vague. I was in a store. I don't know what store. I remember I was walking out of the door and I just remember I'm leaving the store, you know, like the sliding doors open up and walking out the door and I see one of my old mentors. You can call them mentors, OGs, whatever you want to call them. But this man was very influential in my life. He taught me a lot. He taught me a lot what it was like, you know, especially I met him when I was a young man, you know, not really young, but like mid-20s. He taught me a lot about what it was to be a man, to be a husband, to be a dad. You know, he was the first man ever said, I don't owe nobody nothing. And I asked him what that was, and he taught me about like financial, like not so much the financial freedom you hear from like all these advisors, but what it meant to like not be in debt and what it meant, what that tangibly looked like to see how you use your money and things like that. So this man told me like he was always a well-dressed man, always sharp, always kept himself up, very articulate Black man. He was just like, he was like a father figure for real. And so I started to say, coming out the store, I see him and he looks totally different. He's old. And typically, this is not an old man. This man is probably early 50s now, you know? He just looked really aged. He looked really old. He had a cane. No cane. Like, this guy's in great health. And he just looked decrepit. He looks really frail. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to say his name, but I was like, hey, you know, it took me a while. And he saw me and he's like, Kenny, like, we embraced. And I was like, what's wrong? I just saw you, like. And he's like, I'm dying. I'm like, you're dying? What are you talking about? Like, I just saw you, like, not long ago. We talked, like, he's like, yeah. And so when he said that, like I started breaking down in the dream. This is all in the dream.
Right.
And I said, I have to tell you, before anything happens, I have to tell you that I love you. And I have to tell you how much you've meant to me and how much you've taught me, help shape me become the man I am today.
Right.
And I just remember we're holding, we're in a dream, I'm hugging and we're embracing and we're crying, we're bawling.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the end of the dream. But I woke up. And when I woke up, I was crying. I woke up crying. So much to the point where, like, I don't know how long I had been crying, but I must have been bawling. My face, tears like coming out. I remember I wiped my face and I was just completely like drenched.
Mm-hmm.
So I had been crying in real life, like while I'm crying in a dream. Mm. So I remember I'm waking up, like I'm getting myself together. It was so powerful. Like it took me a while to I had to sit there and process this.
Right.
And I said, this is important to me.
Absolutely.
That's how emotional it is. That's how it's been important to me. And so I shared that dream with you. I shared that with a couple people, but I immediately called him as soon as I could, like early, I ain't want to early in the morning, middle of the night, call somebody like, I love you, but it was like, just want to start telling. I got to make it intentional. And I thought I had before, and I probably had, but I was like, nah, there's some people in my life that really need to know.
Right.
And so as I've been sharing and, it's been processing this over the last couple of days, and even a little bit before that too, it's really just been, one, as a Black man, and I'm going to take it to the Black perspective, especially,
right.
I just find how important it's been to, especially let other Black men know
right
how I feel. And just because in the sense of one, I don't think we hear it a lot, if at all.
Right.
Also, two, I wonder what that does for our relationship. Because we don't hear it, we don't get a chance to understand. We don't know what that looks like. But that may also strengthen the bonds too, And also I think about myself and I think about when I've heard it, how important it has been to me. Just to have someone else tell you, hey man, I appreciate you. I love you. I love what you're doing. And it's sometimes it's just confirmation.
Right.
Sometimes you just need the confirmation, hey, maybe I'm doing something okay. Maybe I've done right by somebody. Maybe, something has worked along the way.
Right.
I'm doing something good in my life, something positive.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if I feel this way, I wonder how many other people feel this way. How many other Black men?
Right.
And so I've been on it. I've been on it lately, Right. Even little things. It doesn't have to be as big as I love you. But sometimes it's, hey, what you did, I appreciate that. Thank you for being thoughtful. Whatever the case is.
Right.
But just acknowledging someone, sometimes it's acknowledging another Black man.
Right.
Even when we out and about, and we've been out and about, we at 7-Eleven before,
Yeah.
Another dude show, hey, what's going on, fam? What's going on? How you doing, man?
What's
you good
bro?
today?
Yeah.
Just to acknowledge the space we're in sometimes.
For me, honestly, it's very important to do that because honestly, we're on borrowed time. And I have a very weird relationship with how I think about mortality. So I always make sure to tell everybody around me that I love them because we're on borrowed time. And, it's I've never been afraid to say I love you because I know that it needs to be said. If anything else, it needs to be said.
Yeah.
Because if you don't say it, then you're gonna regret it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I don't want to happen. And it's funny, you said you've never been afraid to say it, but I grew up around people who talk the old way, and I call it the old way because hopefully things are changing, where it was you were called a punk, You were called a sissy. You were called a bitch.
Right.
You know, as a man, if you did certain things.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, I thought I was better than most. Where it was like, I knew what they saying was kind of BS.
Mm-hmm.
But as a kid, you still couldn't do it because you had to be around them older men.
Right.
So like I knew in my head, I'm like always, I remember as a teenager, I wanted earrings, little things like that. And I remember my dad saying, like, no, that's some sissy stuff, that's some bitch stuff, you know? And so I had to wait.
Right.
So I wasn't around him, you know, like even presents and stuff like that, even though he wasn't even around like that. Right. But just the thought of that, like, so all those little things play a factor. And I'm like, I know a lot of other brothers are struggling with that.
Yeah,
whereas like
absolutely.
That's what we were taught. That's what we were programmed. We were programmed not to be emotional.
We're programmed not to feel.
Not to express it at all either.
Absolutely.
So even if you did feel, you couldn't express it. Mm-hmm. And then if you don't express it, you don't know how to process. You don't know how to handle it.
Right.
You know, and
you don't know how to take it.
And that's another. Yep, it's another thing too. So when someone tells you, it's awkward.
Yeah.
You know, like what? You don't know how to deal with it. You know, even from women. So females, if you're listening, you'd be surprised. A lot of, you know, you try to give a dude a compliment, tell him how much you feel, and he's like, he's looking at you crazy because he really doesn't know how to handle it because he probably never even heard it before. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's why, again, another thing, like, how can we be an example? How can we show what these things look like? So
sorry to cut you off, but like, just for an example, like, this is my favorite I love you moment from anything. If you remember that 70s show when Donna tells Eric, I love you for the first time, and he freezes and he says, I love cake.
I don't remember that scene because I didn't watch too much. So I love cake.
But that's literally how a lot of people feel. Like you're literally a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. Like, just
I've been in that position. I remember as a younger man, I had a girl tell me she loved me too, and I froze. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and sometimes you just say it back,
right?
And you're like, I don't know if. Then later on, you're like, I don't know if that was the best thing. I don't know if that's how I feel. I'm confused. Right. Now she thinks that, like, so it was a whole lot, but I remember the moments like, I love you too. And you just say it, you know. Because sometimes that's where you just go, especially because family members say it all the time and stuff. So like when your mom say it, you know, it's like, Mom, I love you too. Right. You know, like, so like, to me, this is so deep. This is so layered. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation tonight. Because I'm like, I just want to encourage people, you know, let people know. And I'm not just talking about black men, just people.
Right.
If you love someone, you care about someone, don't let these things don't let days go by. Don't let time go by. Like you said, we're on borrowed time. You don't know if that person's going to be here.
Right. Tomorrow. And you don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow.
That's another thing too. Yeah.
Right.
And so it's like, nah, how can we let people know? Mm-hmm. How can we give them their flowers? So everyone's saying now, you know,
like after this show, I'm about to text a bunch of people, I love you.
Yeah. I've been really doing it. Like, I've been serious, been intentional. Like I said, at least once a day. Like, if someone comes up in my mind, like, I don't care how long it's been since I've talked to them. Mm-hmm. I've been finding people on social media, especially like Facebook. You know, you got like the old friends and family. That's where it's like, so I've been finding people like literally, hey man, you know, it's funny. Couple months back, and these are things I really like. I remember there was a guy, when I was in high school, when I was a freshman, it was a group of seniors, bunch of dudes, and they kind of took me under their wing. Played on the football team, and luckily, like, again, I was a good football player, so like I got to play with varsity a lot, so that seniors and stuff. So I got to be around them a lot. I wrestled my freshman year on a wrestling team, so they kind of mentored me, they molded me. And after my freshman year, like, they graduated, I hadn't seen them, you know, until like, you know, a year or two ago, they started popping up on Facebook, and you know, sometimes you follow people, but you still don't talk,
right? And
so one of them I found on LinkedIn. It's crazy. You know how I feel about LinkedIn, but you know, it was just one of those times when I was like you know, I happened to be on LinkedIn and I saw his face and I was like, you know what? This guy doesn't know how much I appreciated what they did. Mm-hmm. And like I said, for a young freshman to have the scene, and these were good dudes too. Like, they've grown up and they become good men. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm just proud to see that. Mm-hmm. you know, and then two, I remember some of the things they said to me. I remember some of the things they taught me and looked out. And, you know, it just like, even when it came out of little sports, they taught me some stuff. Keep your head up, little homie, you know? And so I wrote him a long message, wrote him a long DM on like LinkedIn. And just wanted to tell him, like, you know what? This was like almost 20 years ago. About 15, 20 years ago. Yeah. We were kids. Y'all were kids. But just the fact that like some of those little things just helped me along the way. I told him, and he was like, "What?" And he replied back like, "Wow, you know, like that's great. It's great to see what you're doing and stuff like that." And it was just like, just want to let you know. And it was a good conversation we had. And didn't have to do it. I was thinking it was going to be awkward. You know, I'm typing it. I'm like, "Oh, you know, do remember me?" He probably don't remember. You know, like, but it was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna hit that send button because this is something on my heart.
Right.
And if it would have been awkward, then it would have been awkward. But at least he knew somebody cared about him and thought what he did 20 years ago was okay. So all that stuff. And then I think about, and it's really made me think about some of the kids I used to mentor.
Right.
And that's what, you know, I know the feeling on the flip side because they, you know, I've had a couple of them tell me. And remember, I started some of these kids like when they were like 11, 12, 13. I wasn't too much older. I was like early 20s. Some of them was 16. I'm early 20s figuring it out myself, you know?
Right.
And I've still communicated with a lot of them.
Right.
And some of them, I remember I was having a conversation with one of the guys. This was just like 2 months ago. He's still quoting stuff I said when I was 21 years old.
Wow.
That I don't even remember I said.
Man, 21-year-old Kenny.
I'm like 20.
I wish I could have met him.
21-year-old, like, and because again, I was running these mentoring programs, so I'm showing up like whatever I wanted to wear, hat backwards, like my boss.
This wasn't suit Kenny. This wasn't.
No, my bosses would kind of cringe, but I did it because I was like, these kids are going to relate to me. If I show up here trying to look like I'm older, try to act like I'm older, I ain't think it was going to work then. So I said, no, they're going to get me. So even though I knew my bosses, because they were older, kind of old school,
right?
But they knew it was working. So like,
that's the thing.
Yeah. So he's telling me stuff. I'm like, I said that? When I say that sounds deep. Like I said that did? Like, and he's like, yeah, you don't remember ever selling us this and this and this? And I'm like, no, but we're going to go with it, you know?
Keep that up for the memoir.
Hey. So I'm like, but it always amazed me. Like when you don't think people are paying attention, you don't think they're watching, they are. You know, and even these kids, we're talking about kids. These kids was running the streets. They was running crazy. Right. But they were still listening though. You know, they were still retaining.
That's the important part.
Yeah. I always tell this story. There's a story of this one kid, man. I tell you, and I'll tell his name was Oscar. I don't care. I'll talk about Oscar because I tell this story a lot. But I remember Oscar was Hispanic kid. I used to work in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, so I had kids from all over. And we used to run these programs. I used to take the kids. We would just go sometimes like, yo, let's go throw the football around. And we'd pile up. I had a 2-door Dodge Stratus, yo. That was my baby. 2-door car. And it'd be like
Dodge Stratus.
It'd be like 6, 7 kids piled up in that joint, like on top of each other, breaking the rules. We weren't supposed to be doing that stuff. Like, we were like, yo, we're going to the park.
What seatbelt?
Like the front seat, and then but sometimes the front seat, we hit the middle cousin, somebody, the little your homie was squeezed in. We were going up the street, but it was like, you know what? Again, 21, 22 years old. My whole goal was to just do something with them.
Right.
So we would do that from time to time. And I remember this one kid named Oscar. He never participated in anything else. He wouldn't come to any events, functions. He never wanted to play on the team. But when we went to the park and threw the football around, he would show up. Right. And I remember he would show up with like his fresh clothes, you know. And I was like, you don't want, change, we about to run around. He's like, nah, I'm good. And then I realized later why, But he just wanted to hang out.
Oh, that's cool.
He just wanted to hang out. And so I remember how like some of these kids got in trouble. They was doing other things. I kind of lost touch with him because he was kind of doing his thing, you know. So that was, again, this kid was probably in middle school, right? Like 2-3 years ago. I think 3 years for me. I'm in the grocery store. I remember one night, literally, I'm in the grocery store on my way home. I had to grab some milk. I'll never forget this. Wife called me like, "Oh, we need some milk." So I'm like, go get milk. It's like 10 o'clock at night, tired. And I get to the checkout line and I wasn't even paying attention. Again, I'm kind of like in my phone, I'm in line, like Mr. Kenny. And I happened to look up at the checker and it was Oscar.
Man.
Like, oh, like, what's up, yo? And he's like, so I'm like, what you doing? He's like, you know what? I've been looking for you. I'm like, what's up? What you good? You good? He's like, yeah, man, I just wanted to tell you. You know, you got me interested in playing football. So I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. He was like, remember we used to go to the park? I'm like, yeah, I remember. Yeah. He was like, look, he got to high school.
Right.
Tried out for the football team. And mind you, he wasn't the biggest kid. He wasn't. He was kind of scrawny back then. Started playing football. Bulked up. Got kind of swole. So when I saw him, he was kind of swole.
That's how you do it.
I'm like, that's cool. He was like, I went to school. I got my grades up. I got accepted into the University of Maryland this year.
Hey.
And I'm gonna go play football on the football team. And he was like, thank you, because you got me interested. And you always told me, apparently I always told him, keep working, you never know. Keep working, follow your dreams. And I said this stuff. I don't remember saying this stuff. But this kid took that and he ran with it. And he went from this scrawny little kid. My man was swole, fullback. I'm like, oh, I had no idea. So I remember, again, I'm emotional. So you know me, I'm in line like boo-hooing, being Oscar, hugging people. I guess the lady behind her, she heard it and she's crying too. So she's in line. I'm like, yo, like this, I'm so happy for him. Like, I'm like, go, I can't wait. Like, when you get there, I gave my number, let me know I'm gonna be there. I will be in the stands, you know? And we kept in touch for a little bit. He I think he played for a little bit, but then he went to school though. He went to college. And this is one of those kids that other people would have written off, you know? He did his thing. And I just remember, like, for me, it was like proud dad. But it was that confirmation, like, you know what? Something is clicking. We're doing
right.
You're
doing something right.
Yeah, it's like we doing something right out here by these kids.
Right.
You know, and that's how I felt. And it was just like, I was so proud for him. I was so happy to see him, you know, doing his thing. And he was like, and that's why he was checking. He was working at the grocery store to save money for his freshman year.
Man.
So he was working there, about to go into school, about to start his college, and he was working to save some money up. Come on. I was like, come on.
That's
you
great.
know, like, so he gave me flowers.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, and for me, that was so charging. I'm like, we gonna keep going with it. You know? And so feeling that, I know what it was like to feel that on the other end. So gotta give it. You know what I'm saying? So how many men don't get that feeling? Because I can tell you, there's a lot of brothers out there trying. There's a lot out here trying. And even if it's not like directly helping other people, sometimes they just try to hold it down for themselves. And sometimes they just need to hear like, hey, you're doing your thing. Keep going.
Right.
You know, like, it's one of these little things I just don't think we talk about enough. And I feel like when we talk about like mental health and things like that, especially in the Black community, this is a big part of that to me.
Right.
This is, you know, or even creating a space, a safe space to even say that, you know. You know, me and you, we do this all the time, you know. We tell each other all the time, you know. And that's why sometimes
we really do.
We do, you know. And sometimes I even make it a point, like I want to do it publicly more, where I just appreciate you online posts. It's my man, I love you. And I feel like that's important too, to not just do it when we're together, but sometimes it's big, like I want y'all to know this is my man. And I love him and I appreciate him. So y'all can appreciate him too. You know, like just let people know. Like,
yeah.
it's almost like, yeah.
Bro, I went to a show, and there was this musician that he literally was the person that that inspired me to go to school for music. And when I went to a show, there was a meet and greet. I told him, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, you just have so much passion, and I really appreciate you for that." And like that, like made my like the fact that I had, mind you, I was terrible in school. Like I didn't get good grades. I got grades to just get by. Even in college, I got grades just to get by. But like still, he really inspired me to go to school, major in music, and get and like and be able to graduate from school.
Yeah.
And the fact that I was able to meet him and tell him that, like that was amazing. Shout outs to AJ Raphael.
There you go. Yeah, man. Like you just don't know. You just don't know the impact,
Right.
And I don't know. I still could even talk to like people who are like pro athletes and stuff like that, and you think they hear it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they still every time they still appreciate fans.
Right.
And I know that's like a different level to it, but like they still appreciate hearing some of the people say like,
right,
man, what you did, man, it really inspired me or just touched me or moved, like, so that's my charge. I'm not trying to get too long-winded,
right.
But like, I just want to charge everybody to just let the people around you know how you feel.
Absolutely.
If you love them, if you care about them, if it's something they do, don't be afraid to tell them.
Right.
Don't worry about it being awkward or creepy. Sometimes people just need to know, damn it. Like, just tell, like, because it is. Because again, we may have opened a door for something totally different, and you may not know what that does for them.
Right.
I've heard, you hear the stories, people like about to commit suicide, about to end it all.
Right.
And it takes one person to just be like, nah, man, you good. You can do this. I love you. Like, we need you. And it changes their whole outlook on things.
Yeah.
So you never know what's going on with people around you.
Like this, I'm definitely sending like mass texts tonight. And I'm just going to text all my homies, just be like, yo, I love you. I appreciate you. You did a lot for me. Oh, I even did that a couple nights ago, actually, for my homie. He, when I was in college, like there were times where like I was just like breaking down.
Yeah.
And he was there. He's definitely older than me, so he was just like, hey man, you're gonna get through this. And everything isn't as bad as it seems.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. And like I've said this before on this podcast, the one thing that I kept repeating to myself throughout the whole of college from Kendrick, we're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Yeah. We gonna be all right. Yeah. Tell people. So yeah. So
I'm gonna repeat that till the day I die.
Yeah. Yep. And so again, I'm trying not to get too emotional tonight. But that's just what I wanted to share.
Give people flowers, man.
Give people their flowers.
Tell them you love them.
Yep. And like you said too, even when people give you flowers, accept them. Even if you may not agree with what they're saying, accept it, because just know that that's coming from their heart.
Right.
So yeah. All right. I know we got some Bobs and Karens, right?
Yeah.
I know you sent me some videos. I've been trying to peep some of them.
Yeah.
But
I hate that after like we get all mushy and stuff. We gotta go back and like gotta put on the brass knuckles and
gotta put these ignorant like
we gotta put on gloves.
Yeah, we do. You know what? And it's been some trifling stuff, man.
Yeah.
Man. This week, I know why you're pulling that stuff up. I just gotta talk about real quick. Apparently, I was just looking at that. What was that yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
I guess routine traffic stop. Guy got shot. They tried to come out today and say that the cop apparently thought he was using his taser. Thought he was pulling out his taser. It was she, right? Yeah. Apparently, it was a gunshot. That's the biggest crock of shit. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't rock with this stuff. You have no business with a weapon if that's the case.
Right.
So yeah, that's a murder. You know what I'm saying? Like all this little, the police officer, the black guy, the army, soldier. Yeah, they threatened him, telling him all kinds of stuff. Like,
right.
You think he was gonna lay down with that? Y'all thought he was just gonna like Joe was gonna get away with that, but okay, but no. All right, so that is
now he's pressing charges.
Yeah. You thought that, okay, yeah.
He's already pressing charges.
Yeah, as he should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
all right,
what you got?
Get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Was that? Oh, and real quick, that guy, the person that they pulled over, his name was Lieutenant Caron Nazario.
Okay.
And that was in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, it's Virginia. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, first of all,
Lieutenant.
You're in Norfolk, Virginia. If y'all don't know, Norfolk, Virginia is a huge naval base. It's a naval area. Like,
right.
It's a big base. That's all there is down there. Like military people running around. Like, that's what you got. Like, you know, and that's what's crazy to me. I was thinking about like, this even took me back to like Kaepernick. Like, they complained when they said we weren't like he wasn't honoring. So there's stuff like that. Now we have issues like this. Like,
right. And he was the one that even asked a veteran, "Hey, like, how should I do this?"
But this is another example of this shows me that they don't give a damn about us. They'll find any angle, any excuse. They don't care. They didn't care that man was a vet. He's in like fatigues.
Right.
He's in the uniform with boots. Like, they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about us. He's serving his country. What should be for him? Just because he's black. Mm-hmm. So no matter what we do, they are going to devalue it just because we're black. They don't care about black lives.
Right.
We go back to that whole phrase. They don't do shit. Like,
right.
We have to care about us.
Oh, and we gotta. Man. Rest in peace to Dante Wright, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what they said the reason was for pulling him over?
No.
They said he had an air freshener in his mirror, and that blocked his view.
I have 3 in my car right now. Like, so I'm be taking them down. I know I got 3 right now. Like, I got like,
how does that make sense?
It doesn't. These are BS excuses. So this is what kills me, and this is what kills me about the other one too. Like, so after he did all that, you know, there's a meeting. There's a huddle up afterwards. And everybody, all the cops get together who were involved in this, and they got to come up with a story.
Right.
And their story is the car freshener.
And now
that's what y'all came up with. That's what y'all got.
Man is dead.
Yeah, because they don't care about him. And then the audacity. This is the shit you feed us. Like, just like the other one, like the taser thing. Y'all huddled up, and that's what y'all came up with. Like, oh, I thought I had my gun and I had my taser. Like, this is not the stupidest shit. This is how little they care. Right. And they'll shoot you, and they damn sure ain't even trying to come up with a good story about it anymore. Eventually, it's just going to be, we shot this nigga, and that's what we wanted to do. That's what it's going to be at some point.
Yeah.
They ain't even trying to hide it anymore. This is lazy ass excuses. They just, next is going to be, fuck, we killed her, all right, whatever. Like, whatever.
You heard what they said when they pulled over Lieutenant Caron, right? Or Lieutenant Nazario, right?
Which one was that?
That's he was.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
he was at the gas station. Like, he said, I'm kind of scared to get out, and the officer said, "Oh, you should be.
You should be." Yeah. Then they made some reference of like the electric chair or something like that. They was popping off at the mouth. They threatened. Apparently, they threatened if he said something. Like, if he reported it, they threatened him on that stuff too. Like, they was really popping off. Like, blatantly open. You know you're on camera. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about the consequence because there isn't one for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this shit is crazy. And this is this. What do you expect? I mean, you know what? They don't care. They don't expect us to do anything. They don't give a shit. I'm talking to black people at this point. Like, that's why I say, we at some point got to figure out some other alternatives.
Right.
And it may be getting to that point where it's like, you know, we're going to figure out some other stuff.
I hate to say this, and like, because this keeps happening. Like, I hate to say this, but like at one point, we gotta burn this whole thing down.
I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying. At some point, like, this doesn't work for us, so we gotta find a way. Something's got to work for us.
Right. And the reason I say it like that is because black people built this country.
Yeah.
And like,
then they want us to keep building it. That's the thing. They want us to stay in that same state that we were when we were building it. Yeah, they don't want us to come up.
Right.
Wouldn't be surprised if the cops were jealous of the lieutenant.
Right.
Because he clearly has fatigues on. You know, you in Norfolk. You know. Nice truck. You know. They don't want to see us shining. They hate it. Oh, they hate it. And
yeah,
I see it. I remember, what was that? That was yesterday. I'm at a party. Pull up. We had a kid's birthday party in the neighborhood again. I'm in a different neighborhood. And I guess one of the guys who lived there, because it's not my neighborhood. So we pulling up at the house. You know, I get out and I get to see the look on his face.
Right.
You know, black man. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of looking nice yesterday too. Like, I was kind of looking nice, you know.
Always.
Kind of looking nice.
Kenny always looks nice.
Stepped out, you know. But it was like, I could just feel the tension. You know, I could see, because I saw him coming from a distance and I heard him talking to his wife. And they were having a full-fledged conversation. So I'm like in my trunk, I'm like getting some stuff.
Right.
Fam already ran inside. So it's just me out there now.
Right.
And I guess as soon as I came around the car, like, they knew I was there. They saw me from a distance.
Right.
Silence. So, you know, I'm an asshole sometimes. How you doing? Right. What's up? And he just looked at me, didn't speak.
Yeah.
Didn't speak. Him or his wife. Looked at him, kind of looked down, like face getting all red. Like, oh, y'all mad. Y'all mad. Don't be mad. I'm in your neighborhood. Funny thing is, I can definitely afford to be in your neighborhood.
Yep.
You know, and sometimes it, like, I hate to say it, but sometimes it makes me feel good.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't stopping me. You mad. I'm not mad. I'm great. I'm living my best life. You mad.
Right.
You know, like, pull up somewhere, you know, and they don't think you're supposed to be there, and you have all the right to be there. You know, I remember one conversation, because I've been a jerk sometimes. I'll tell them. They treat me like, fam, I probably make more money than your whole family. Get out my face. Like, you don't know who you're talking to right now. Like, you know, don't come at me sideways.
Right.
I know who I am. Because
I can prove it.
Yeah, I can prove it. And that's why you know it too. That's why you secretly mad. You're grilling. Like, so that's a lot of this too. It's a lot of this.
Right.
It's just pure hate. They don't like to see us in these situations and positions, you know?
Right.
They don't like to see us coming up. They want us to stay in the ghetto. They want us to stay in the hood. They want us to keep acting like we killing and shooting each other. I just saw the study say, no one talks about, again, how crazy terrorism is in this country. Who are the terrorists in this country? White supremacists. But they'll make you think that is black people killing and shooting each other all the time. They'll make you think that it's us we're still the problem around here.
Guess what? It ain't us.
We just don't walk into grocery stores and start shooting people for no reason.
Right.
We don't go into nail salons and just start randomly shooting people for no reason.
Right. We don't go to the movie theater.
Randomly shoot people for no damn reason. We don't even say stuff to other people. We don't do that whole caring stuff. other people for no reason.
And you know what we do? We mind our damn business.
Mind our business. You know, and that's why I hate to.
What does your mom tell you? Hey, stay out of the business.
Stay out of grown folk business. Yep.
Mind your business.
I hate to say it like this. This is going to sound wrong, and I don't even care if it sounds wrong at this point. But
go ahead.
Even most of the time when you hear about a brother shooting another brother or something like that, it's probably a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened, even if it wasn't a legal reason.
Right.
There was a dispute. Something happened.
There was a motive.
There was a motive. Either it was some code or over something.
Mm-hmm.
But brothers ain't wasting bullets.
Right.
I heard somebody say that a long time ago, and I was like, oh, you know what? Brothers ain't wasting bullets.
Right.
If they shooting at you, they shooting at you for a reason.
Right. Remember what the press said about the other dude? Oh, he was having a bad day.
Having a bad day.
Kenny, have you had a bad day?
All the time.
Me too.
All the time.
Have you ever wanted to shoot something up because you had a bad day?
No, it ain't that serious.
Neither was mine.
No. You know what I do? I've gone and played Grand Theft Auto. Like, I'm not trying to, I don't care how bad the day is. I'm not going to go randomly shoot up some people. Like I said, most of the time it's because something happened and it's a problem with another person directly.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to handle it with that other person directly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like.
And you know how to use your words.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Even like other stuff, like I said, when you hear about sometimes like even the stuff, you know, like, why you shoot him? He stole something from him. Why you shooting him? Like, I'm trying to sell drugs on this block. Like, it might not have been the right reason.
Mm-hmm. But there was a reason.
There's a reason. It's not we in a movie theater and I just randomly brought out had my AR in a movie theater and I started randomly shooting people. No. Like, terrorism.
Mm-hmm. Domestic.
But they don't talk about that though. Because again,
I'm pretty sure there was even a shooting today.
There's one damn near every day. There's one every day. I think because what's the legal definition of mass shooting? You kill more than 4 people, something like that, or you shoot more than 4 people, something like that at a time. Yeah,
that happened
every day. What did my man Talib Kweli said? He said in one of his lines, he said, "There's no profit in over publicizing white dudes or you know making white dudes seem like criminals. There's no profit in that." I gotta find the exact bar, but I remember saying like along those lines. You know, again, you can profit, like keeps the news cycles going. Black people keep the news cycles going all the time.
Right.
Yeah. And this is where we are, America.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to find the island.
Yep. Same here.
I'm about to go find the island.
Man, we about to find the island. We about to bring the whole family. We got to bring the family. We about to bring the gang. We about to.
Yep. And they're gonna try to get in. They're gonna try to infiltrate.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Can't have nothing.
Right. And you know what we're gonna say? Oh, but you said we were all doing this.
They told us to go back to Africa. Maybe we just pop up one day. Like, yeah. We back, y'all.
Yeah. Like what's good? What's good, fam? Like I know where my family from, so I can go back. I got my dual citizenship.
And they gonna be right behind the show.
Mm-hmm.
Every Bob and Karen, they gonna be so mad we left.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna be so bored. We gonna be living our best lives. Their culture. They ain't got no culture. Culture gonna be the shit.
Right.
Financial structure gonna be the shit.
Like the funny thing is that, like, and we've said this on this podcast before. If we all leave, y'all have nothing. If we all leave and we take everything that we've done, y'all have nothing.
Yeah. Think about all of our culture,
all of our contributions,
everything you watch. Go watch a sports game with no black people. I dare you. Try it. You might get golf off. Baseball was still
maybe.
You might get hockey off, maybe lose a couple brothers. Maybe. Well, good luck. Your major sports is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch TV.
You know what? Drive down the street.
Yeah.
You know who created the
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Created the
that's what I'm saying.
Light?
Every contribution, like I say, if you strip away every contribution, yeah. Oh man, your industries would be dead. You know, country was built on slave labor anyway. So take all that, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like even now, if we decided to bounce, if we just left, you take away the largest consumer base, you take away all this stuff away, like literally, they're like if we all got in the plane, let's say we all fit in the plane, all black people fit in the plane. Or we just said we found an island, we found somewhere, we're gone, out, bye, peace.
Right.
The next flight out is the white people coming over to. I promise you that.
Yep. And we ain't. They can't land here. You can't sit with us.
No more. y'all, yeah. Because think about there's nobody to kill and shoot at this point. You can't hunt nobody no more. Who you gonna turn it on?
Right.
Who's gonna buy? Like all this crazy stuff, man. It's just, yeah. I would. That would be a sight. That would be, oh man.
Man, I think about it all the time, and I'm like that. Like even the plane ride over, like it's gonna look like you know what it's gonna look like.
No, don't.
Sunday service on the plane.
Okay, I thought you said Sunday service. I thought you were gonna say soul plane. Just don't say soul plane.
Nah.
That movie set us back like 5 years, man.
Man.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's
yeah.
We bring that flair, we bring that culture, we bring that extra little umph you need, you know. So yeah, that would be a sight. Could you imagine, like, let's say we like a random day in 100 days, all black people are leaving. It's a countdown,
bro. We gotta write this movie.
We gotta write the movie.
Like
there's a countdown, like on Times Square. All niggas is leaving. 99 days.
yo, bro. New Year's.
Yeah.
Like, let's even. Oh man, like, let's say 2030. Hey, we all getting out of here.
We all out, and we just started planning.
Yeah,
and we just started. You know how somebody about to leave. You gotta take a trip.
Yeah,
I got to put this bag in the car. I got to put this bag in the car, and everybody started making their little trips, and it started stripping, and stripping away, and we're adding where we're going. Right. I guarantee they would blow that place up. Let's say we found the island, they would bomb, they would nuke the island. I promise you, they would nuke the island.
Right.
They don't really want us to go. They just want us to fall in line.
Right.
They don't want us to leave.
Right.
Yeah.
And I hate to bring it back to this, but that's why Wakanda was in hiding.
Part of it, yeah, because they knew they had the juice.
Right.
They knew they had the juice, and they knew
they had the sauce, man.
They was going to kill everybody because everybody was going to try to come for them, and they had the capability.
They could have took them all out.
Yep. Killmonger knew that's why he was trying to get them. He was like, "Nah, we were about to change the whole face of this world."
Right.
Yep. With a couple spies and like 2 planes, and they was going to take the whole world up.
Right. And I can't be mad at that. Because he might have. That's why I keep going back to, like, maybe we had too much Martin and not enough Malcolm.
I see the point. I think we need a little bit of both. Because the only problem is, I take the Killmonger thing. Think about if Killmonger actually got his way. What's his life purpose after that? He's
running.
But do you take him as the? That's the thing. Killmonger can get you there, but can he sustain it afterwards? And I don't mean sustain like fight it off. I mean sustain as, is he going to be a fair leader to his people? He was built for war. That's the problem with Killmonger. Look, Killmonger, let's say he takes the world over, black people on top.
What's next?
What's next for Killmonger? He spent his whole life warring to get here.
Right.
Is he going to be able to just change.
Right.
That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Oh, we'll see in the sequels. Spoiler alert.
Sorry. We'll see. I look at like, I hate to say it, like Thanos. Thanos did it knowing he was going to die afterwards. Though. That's what I believe.
Man, let me just say this. Was Thanos wrong?
No, but if you know what's happening, you just look like a madman. But no, he probably wasn't wrong.
Right, like Thanos wasn't completely wrong.
No, but that's why. But Thanos knew it. I have to go on this journey, knowing that once this snap is done, this deed is done. One, it's going to kill me. When they found him, he was dying in Endgame. Like after he did the snap, his arm that what killed Tony Stark was killing Thanos.
Right.
He knew it's time to rest, and rest meant he was dying. He was going to die. The power of the stone literally was going to kill him. That's why he couldn't fight him off, and they killed him because he was dying at that point.
Right.
But that's almost what it is. Like, I gotta take this journey, I do all this work, but like, what happens after I accomplish that goal? That's why you almost imagine if Killmonger and T'Challa could have worked together.
Right. Would have been the best of both worlds. Oh man.
Because Killmonger could have got you there. T'Challa could have would have led the way afterwards.
Sustainability.
Yeah. And that's what happened in a lot of these situations. Yeah. I know we're rambling at this point, but you know what? It's a good conversation. I don't care. I
love it. Let me get these last Bobs and Karens off.
Oh man, it's more. I almost forgot.
So the rest of the Bobs and Karens pretty much were all people that like, one, didn't wear a mask, two, like you can literally like buy these people like in this, like there are stocks of these people.
Yeah.
They were all pretty much people that like they weren't wearing a mask, or they were just like being irate and yelling at the clerk at gas stations.
Yeah. Mental health is real. Like I said, over a year in, you know better. I watched a lady blatantly do it on Sunday.
Man.
She walked into Burger King straight, mask in her hand. I saw the mask. She paused in the parking lot and she just kept going. You have it right here. Choice.
Right.
She chose conflict. You know, people say choose violence. No, she chose conflict.
Yeah, she did.
She did. And then, like, I didn't even go in the store. I'm waiting. I see her walk in. I know somebody said something to her. And she stepped out and she had to put her mask on and come back in. Right. What do you think was going to happen, lady?
Right.
Like,
oh, you're okay. You have your mask in your hand. That's
no, you chose the conflict today.
Right.
Setting yourself up. So why are you mad? Because some people want drama. Some people live on it. They thrive on it.
Don't choose to be mad.
That's what it is. And it's this place. There's something wrong. Probably something else happening in your life, and you want issues. I don't know if that makes you feel better, feel fulfilled, or whatever the case is. Or sometimes you may just want to lash out on somebody. So you just want an excuse to lash out. Like
violence.
You chose ignorance today.
Right. Dumbass. Or you chose stupidity today.
Yeah. But it was a choice. That's the thing. It was a choice. So, yeah, man, we're gonna keep chugging along.
Right.
Talking about these crazy people. The world's crazy.
Yep. Lastly, shouts to Kalechi for the hat.
Yeah.
And listen to Reason to Rhyme. That's another podcast that we do. That's another podcast sponsored and loved by and a part of the Black Squirrel Media Network.
Yeah.
So please check it out. Stay tuned because we have a lot more stuff coming. And we hope that you have a great week. And don't be dumb.
Yeah. Choose love.
Choose love.
Choose love.
Oh, also tell like text people and tell them you love them.
Honestly. Yeah, let's do that. So on that note, that's how we close note. Till next week, y'all. Peace.
We love y'all. Peace.